Can you tell us about your music project?
So, but Solarrio was started in 2016-17 after I spent 10-15 years being a producer for a lot of rap, R&B artists. I wanted to make a project, my own music, which includes all the different styles of music that I'm really into. So it's a lot of 80s synth pop, R&B, funk, mixed with a little hip hop, yacht rock, all these things that I like, and put it all together and create my own sound. So that was
Nice. So, okay, this is a question not from here, but...
Tú lo puedes ir como cambiando
Sí.
las preguntas si
Okay.
quieres, no problema.
So, does your music have is it in a category or just a new category?
I make my own category.
You made your own
I don't know, I call it retro, futuristic, funk pop.
Retro, futuristic, funk pop.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. I got a little bit of techno vibes.
I'm sure there's a little like electronic, like a little club music influence, but it's a big mix.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an original.
I mean, I don't really think about when I make the music. I just kind of make what I like.
What you're feeling.
Yeah, it's not much. It's not very calculated.
Okay, nice. So, what has your music evolution been?
Well, it's basically going from starting out from a family that's full of classical music, using that as a foundation, to going then to, I was playing in a lot of rock bands in school. Then I discovered, synthesizers, samplers, so I started making beats. Started working with a lot of rap artists, and yeah, that kind of went on for, I was on tour as a guitarist, as a background vocalist, tour manager. I did a lot of things in the, with the music industry. And so in 2016-17, I decided, let me focus on my own music, on my own project. I'm gonna kind of put myself out there. And yeah, I mean, it took some time to find the direction and the sound, but I feel like we know what we're doing now, and we're getting ready to release my second album this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what instruments do you play?
I play guitar, bass, a little piano, I don't know if I'm not really a drummer, but I can program drums as well, so yeah.
Me too.
That's not me, comes from being taken advantage of and having people play too many games and basically letting them know like I'm not the one for that. That was what it was. It's not it came from a bad place.
Okay.
Try to make it positive, but it's basically kind of a statement, and it's basically leading into the album that I'm doing now. It's called Toxicology, and it's kind of like I was trying to analyze. These songs are like an analysis of why people are into toxic people, toxic behavior, toxic relationships. So that's why I call it Toxicology, and this is the first song to come out.
Okay, so you say it doesn't come from a good place?
No.
But I think it does, because if you can see that that's not a good thing and you want something good for you, well, it comes from a good place.
You're right, you can see it that way. It's just kind of like my albums, I try to make them, it's like stories, and the whole, it's loose concepts. I don't try to make it too crazy because I want the songs to work by themselves as well. But my first album was called All the Wrong Places, and the concept was looking for love in the wrong places. Kind of like it was already kind of that, but it was more innocent. It was kind of like more naive, like going out and experience. This album is more like you've had those experiences and now you're closing yourself up. You go back to your toxic ways, and you try to deal with that. So this new album is this is the first song on the album, so this kind of starts the album off, and over the course of the album, it's kind of the story and the ending. We don't know where it is, or where it goes from there. Like whether the character, me in this case, is like comes to terms with it, or if he decides to kind of open up again and try to give it another try or something. So it's a metaphor for the music career, kind of dealing with the music business and trying to find the listeners and fans, and yeah.
Well, I think this concept is very human, so that's why people can connect with your music.
I hope so.
lyrics.
I hope so. Yeah.
So are you spiritual? Because this is kind of a deep thing.
I think I am. I think I'm not religious, but I do definitely feel like a spiritual connection to a lot of things. I feel like energy, a higher power. Like there's a lot of things we cannot explain. But I don't try to get into religion especially not organized religion, because I feel like it's a scam. I feel like a lot of people, they can take advantage of through that, so.
Right. Because in LA you were in a music store.
Oh, yeah.
And so which were the top 5 albums you found there?
I want to buy some t-shirts. I want to buy some Prince t-shirts. But I mean, I was looking at like the classics, Prince, Purple Rain, Sign of the Times, Zapp and Roger, Rick James, Michael Jackson, Thriller. What else did I see? Sade.
I like her.
Yeah.
I love Prince also.
Yeah. Prince is probably the biggest influence on my music.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was also very able to go. He wasn't. Nobody could put him in a category. He was like, oh, you make a rock song, make a song like this, and everybody had to respect it.
Right. Yeah. Because he does have all these different types of songs.
Exactly. He never let people put him in the box. So I like that.
Yeah. And this comment you said about your music, that when you're creating it, it's like, you're feeling. When I saw Grammys a couple of years ago, and Harry Styles got a Grammy, and so in his speech he says, when I'm writing a song, or making the song, and everyone can relate to this, he says, I'm not thinking if I'm going to win a Grammy.
No.
It's like, you're creating,
You should not think of these things when you're creating. You should just create from a place, like, from your feelings, because when you start calculating too much, when you're creating it, it will ruin it. And you will definitely not win a Grammy by making music thinking you're trying to get a Grammy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Because what you said, that reminded me of this comment. It's like you're doing what you feel, right? Which is,
Yeah, it has to come. A lot of people work that way now because it's kind of like, oh, I want to get on this playlist, on Spotify, so it's kind of everybody's afraid to do what they want to do because they feel like it might not connect. And I just felt like, I don't care, really. Like, I just want to do what I do. Obviously, I want to promote, and I don't want to be completely anti this, but I also do not want to kind of cater. I don't want to pander, if you know what I mean. I don't want to, change my style or thing, but to go somewhere. So if there's only 20 people that like what I do, that's fine with me,
Because if you're authentic, you're gonna be with the people that.
I feel happier that way, because when I was a producer in Germany, I was working with some very successful artists, and I was on tour, and I was just miserable. Like, we had a #1 album that came out straight #1, and we're like, hey, and I just felt like, I don't like this music that I'm doing here, I don't like the people I'm working with, so let me go. Even if I have less success, at least I feel better about myself.
Right, definitely.
Which is a big risk, because a lot of people, when I started, I got away, because I was getting comments all the time from fans of those artists, like, look at, you should have stayed, where are you doing now? And I'm like, I'm traveling the world and doing what I want to do.
Right.
So I don't know why you guys are so miserable, like you want to rain on my parade.
No, if you're feeling good about yourself and enjoying what you're doing, well, that's success, right?
I feel so, but we live in a world where everybody's measuring success by, everybody just sees social media and they think, oh, you have to be like this, or you have to have this or that to be successful or to be happy, and it's not true, it's all an illusion.
Right, of course. So I think it's difficult being an artist and separating yourself so much from the ego, right?
Yes, because you have to have a strong, I don't know if ego's the right word, you have to have a very strong belief in yourself, because you're going out there, you will constantly get people saying no and not, so it's a fight, it's an uphill battle, and if you don't have thick skin, if you just let one no break you down, you're not going to make it. Right. And my career is full of people telling me no, and this is not going to work, and I'm still here. So.
What is Mexico going to represent for you to create?
Well, Mexico has shown me a lot of support and love, and they really appreciate my music, so I want to kind of give back. I feel like this is a place where I can really build something, and I really want to also reach out and collaborate with local artists. But yeah, I was very surprised myself when I saw, like, wow, Mexico's really, they like my music, they're playing my music on the radio, and like, okay. So that's why I first came to Ciudad de Mexico in August. And we said, now I'm back here now, like 6 months later, and hopefully I'll be back even sooner and we can do like some shows.
Yeah, so it's good. It's been recent, your content with Mexico.
Yeah, it's pretty fresh.
Y se tiene preparado conciertos.
Okay, so do you have concerts on your...
On my radar?
Yes.
I have a showcase tonight in Monterrey at D99 FM. Excuse me. Otherwise, we're trying to put something together for later this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do want to at least play a couple of shows, if not, maybe even go on a tour. So we'll try to put that together.
Okay.
Mm.